Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you can join me again today, where it's all about collecting Blu-rays and 4Ks and DVDs from all over the world, just like what you see behind me. And today we're going to be going into my haul, and I have gotten so much stuff in this month that I decided I'd do another haul video here. There's so many exciting titles that have come out that honestly, just like I've talked to you guys about with all these upcoming new releases, pre-orders, man, this year has been great for physical media, and I am so thrilled and wanted to get this out to all of you about all these things that I've gotten in, that some of these I don't get to do reviews on, and I really enjoy talking about these. So I wanted to do this haul to kind of go into some mini reviews with all of you, to kind of show off some of the stuff I got that maybe you'd be interested in getting as well, and kind of tell you my thoughts on some of these as we go through this. And we've got a lot to cover today, so let's dive into this now. So one of the first ones I got, which I was super excited to find this on sale, and I will post, as always, all of the links for everything that I find down in the description section below. But this was on sale on Amazon just recently for around 40 something bucks, and this is actually amazing. And I'll show you why this is so cool. Basically, when you press the button, it starts playing music. It has a 3D holographic image on it, and then it actually plays the music from the movie. And I wanted this set for a long time, but it was like around 80, 90 bucks. And it just recently went on sale on Amazon, like I said, around 40 bucks. So I ordered it right away. And this actually has the Blu-ray remaster, the 4K, and the digital in it. And I love this set. I think it's one of the nicest looking 4K sets that I've seen, Blu-ray sets out there. The actual like 3D cover out, how it lights up, and then it makes all the noise and everything like that. There's no way to explain to you how cool this thing is. It's got like the holographic and everything there. And then when you open it up, it has a book inside it, which has all the behind the scenes on it, plus all 3 different cuts on all the different discs, plus Blu-ray with all the different cuts on it. So I was really excited to pick up this one and add it to my collection, because this is one of those 40th anniversary collector's editions of Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So if you are wanting to pick this one up, like I said, I'll put in the description section below this video all the links for all of this stuff that I found on sale, that a lot of it's still on sale. So if you want to pick up any of this, it'll be down there in the description section right below this video. And when I'm going through some of this, if there's any of this stuff that you want me to do reviews on, any of this that you guys or gals are watching and you say, hey, I'd really like to see a review on this, make sure to comment in the comment section below. If there's enough of you that want to see some of this stuff I get in on reviews, that I'll go down there, I see those comments, I reply to them like all of you know, and then if there is enough of you, I'll do some reviews on some of this stuff too. I just try to vary the content on the channel by getting new releases that I get in, things that are sent to me to review, and so a lot of the times I don't get to do all of these kinds of things. But if there is something like this set or something, make sure you comment in the comment section below. That way, if enough of you are interested, I'll do reviews on some of this stuff too. So this was one of those that I was really excited for. 40 bucks I thought was a great deal for this set. Continuing on with Blu-rays here. Now this is Southland Tales, and this is an Arrow edition, and it's their brand new Arrow edition that came out of Southland Tales. And this is actually a Richard Kelly film. This is a Blu-ray remaster. Now this is basically, in my opinion, not as good as Donnie Darko, which I did the Donnie Darko review on the channel, which you can check that out if you have not seen that yet. You can go down to the channel. I'll show you right here what it looks like, the Donnie Darko review, but I really did enjoy Donnie Darko. Southland Tales I never thought was nearly as good. I thought Richard Kelly was held back too much by the studio, and so the vision of what the film was never quite what I thought it should have been. But this includes the Kane's cut, which I have not watched yet. As you can see, it's still sealed. I just got this. But this is the one that has the booklet in it. It has a slipcover and everything like that. And I picked this up this weekend. So I'll be interested to see how the Kane's cut is on this. And like I said, if any of this you want to see reviews on, let me know. But I did just get this one as well. Talking about some basically older flicks, I did pick up Roxanne, which is Steve Martin and Daryl Hannah's comedy. And I did like this movie. Now this is a Mill Creek release. I was disappointed though when I ordered this. There's no slipcover. There was supposed to be, but supposedly I guess Mill Creek stopped doing those retro slipcovers, the VHS slipcovers on this. Don't know why, but mine didn't come with one. I requested one and didn't get one. I don't know that they make them anymore, but pick this up. This was a blind buy, summer of '84. It's one of those like smaller indie studio films. It has a very like Stranger Things feel to it. So if you've seen Stranger Things, that's what I kind of got from this. That's why I decided to order it. This is, though, a manufactured on demand disc. So it didn't cost very much. I think I spent 10 bucks for it, so it wasn't much of anything. But as far as that goes, it's actually a very entertaining film. So if you haven't picked this one up, it's kind of a 80s, I'd call it slight horror, mystery, thriller with kids, kind of like Goonies thrown in together. So if you haven't seen this one, it's definitely interesting. If you like Stranger Things, you're really going to like Summer of '84. Talking about some old flicks here, I did pick up Grosse Point Blank. I did not have this one. I actually went through my entire collection. I thought I owned this already and I couldn't find it anywhere. And because Disney has been discontinuing a lot of their older catalog releases, I actually had to pick this one up because I found out that supposedly this one and some of those other older catalog like Miramax and things that Disney owned, they're going to discontinue and stop making. So I picked this one up right away because this is the only version of it that's available in the US. So Grosse Point Blank, I did like it. I like Mimi Driver in it and I love John Cusack in it, and I just like the film. So I did pick up this one. If you are considering it though, keep in mind that a lot of these like Miramax, like Disney original films that they originally released, supposedly they're going to be discontinuing a lot of these is what I've been hearing. So that's why I've been picking these up. And this one is a region-free disc, just to let you know. So if you live outside the US and you're wanting to pick this up, it's kind of available in most countries, but it is ABC, it's region-free. So you can get this basically anywhere. But just a little tidbit for you. Picked up another Mill Creek one. This one's a double feature that's been out of print for a long time. Like if you look up Identity, which is a really good thriller mystery, Identity is actually out of print, and most of the people on eBay are selling just the Identity Blu-ray by itself for like 60, 70 bucks. Don't know why, because you can get this from Mill Creek, which has Vacancy and Identity. I've never seen Vacancy, so that's going to be a new one to watch, but I have seen Identity and I liked it. But this one's actually available. It's a Mill Creek release. It has both of them on it, which I'd prefer just having Identity on its own disc, but this is the only way to get it, basically without paying the $70, $80 that people are charging for just Identity on its own. So, and the transfer is supposedly the same. So I bought this one for like $7. I think $7.88, $7.99 is what Amazon has it for. So if you're looking for a great deal for this movie and you like mystery thrillers that you're not sure what's going on, Identity is pretty good. And for $7, you can't go wrong. Another budget Mill Creek release here I picked up, and maybe you hate this movie, maybe you love this movie. I went to see it in theaters with my dad many, many years ago, and I kind of liked it. It's one of those like films that no, it's not amazing, but it's an entertaining sci-fi film. So I picked this up. Mill Creek just released this. I did own the German version before this from Germany because it was only released in Germany. And I will tell you the Mill Creek release is superior to that German release in several reasons. The German release had a cut frame where it cut off 2 inches off each side of the frame, and it also had 1080i. This is 1080p with the original frame opened up with nothing being cut. So even though I haven't watched this and it's still sealed, just knowing that it's already going to be superior because this is 1080p versus 1080i. So just a little hidden tidbit for you if you're wanting to pick this up. Again, you're looking at like maybe $10, $7, $8, and it's Battlefield Earth. It's an entertaining sci-fi. 4K wise, I did get My Fair Lady. I was really excited about this one. I know I've talked to all of you on the channel about this. My Fair Lady is one of my favorite Audrey Hepburn movies. It's a great musical. If you have not seen it, you are missing out on a classic piece of filmmaking. To this day, I think it's still my sister's favorite Audrey Hepburn movie. But the 4K restoration is absolutely beautiful. I already opened mine. It has a nice slipcover that came with it, which I really did like. I like when they give these nice slipcovers. If I can put it back on here without damaging. Well, I should probably do it this way so I don't damage it. There we go. Okay, so slipcover's back on. So I did really like this, and it does come with obviously the Blu-ray that has all the special features as well as obviously the Ultra HD, which has obviously the full Ultra HD on it. And highly recommend this movie. If you haven't seen this movie and you like musicals or Audrey Hepburn, it's a wonderful, wonderful film. And the 4K restoration on this is absolutely stunning. So highly recommend this film. Another favorite of mine is The Last Castle, and this is the first time it's ever been released on Blu-ray. And I've probably talked about this on the channel now maybe 4 times in 4 separate videos because I really do like this film that much. Robert Redford is great in it. James Gandolfini is great in it. And if you haven't checked out, I just recently did a review actually a couple of days ago. I've been trying to get you guys more content out more often. And I just recently did a review actually about 2 days ago that was on The Last Castle was included. It was about Rod Luray's new film, which is The Outpost, and that's the new 4K. And if you want to check that one out, I'll show you what the screenshot of it is up above. You can check that out on the channel. That's the brand new extended cut of that movie. And I talk about The Last Castle on it as well as several other war films in there if you want some war film recommendations. I do talk about in that some other war films as well, but The Last Castle is my favorite of his films, and I love this film. This is the first time it's ever been released physically on disc, remastered 1080p. Does come with a digital on it, which I don't use digital, but I wanted the Blu-ray, and I am excited about this one. Now, before we go into the next thing, I do have something I want to cover real quick with all of you, so make sure you stick around here. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a like for me. Click that subscribe button down below and the bell notification right next to it. That way you don't miss out on any of this exciting exclusive content only on my YouTube channel. So make sure to give this video a like, click that subscribe button and the bell notification right next to it. And as always, I will have all of the links for everything that I'm talking about listed in the description section right below this video. That way it makes it nice and easy for you to go through and find all of these without having to go search for them. They're always listed right in the description section right below this video. And you can always follow me on my Instagram or on my Facebook, which is In Search of Physical Media. Just the name of the channel, and you can find me on there. And I always post extra hidden content and extra things. And I do little mini reviews as well, tell you about deals. So following me on there always gets you a little extra content. And also, always make sure to check the community section on my YouTube channel. I post if I find a deal for some TV set or movie that Amazon has that's maybe only for an hour or two. I'll post stuff on there letting you know about stuff I find in great deals. So always check the community section on the YouTube channel as well. All right, let's dive back into this haul. We got so much more exciting stuff to cover. All right, a big one I've been waiting for a long time was Critters. And I know a lot of you maybe don't know about this, and I've considered doing a review on the channel of Critters because it actually really surprised me. I have never seen Critters in my entire life until I bought this box set. And it was actually recommended to me from another subscriber of mine on the channel. And so I always try to listen if there's something that you guys tell me that you think's really good. I try to listen as well to find new things that maybe I didn't know about. And he was right. This is actually really entertaining, and it's not what you think it is. This is actually a Scream Factory release, Shout Factory, well, Scream, it's the same company, but anyhow, and this is in a 4-disc box set. I really dig Shout Factory and Scream Factory's box sets. I love how thick these things are. I mean, there's no way to explain to you how thick this, I mean, it's a solid, hard cardboard box set, and I like it. The art on it obviously has a Critters on it, and it's not quite what you think it is. It's not a scary horror movie. It's more or less just kind of a fun, enjoyable action adventure thriller romp like 90s movie, and I really enjoyed them. And I would say that as they go on, the quality varies on them. The first one's obviously my favorite. And if you like Goonies or Gremlins, for example, this is a little bit more serious of a Gremlins, not with a cute side of it. Obviously, they're not cute. But it was actually really good. It's not like a horror movie like a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a slasher. It's not like that at all. It's actually kind of a sci-fi. Well, it is a sci-fi, not kind of. It actually has to do with in space and things like that, and I really enjoyed it. And so if y'all want me to do a review on this set, let me know. There's actually a couple other Critters movies I picked up to finish the series as well that I have. But I was really excited about this box set, and I think Scream Factory, Shout Factory, I mean, they knock it out of the park. I've started collecting them heavy recently, and you're going to see here in a minute what I mean by that. But I definitely recommend this box set if you have not picked this up. It's a great box set. So continuing on my Shout Factory, Scream Factory, Shout Select, all of that, I picked this one up. This is the Legally Blonde collection. And the reason I got this is I heard that this one's going to be the next one that's going to be going out of print from Shout Factory soon. So I wanted to get this while it still had the slipcover. So I actually got one with the slipcover. And I do like collecting with the slipcovers now. Somebody on the channel got me into that. They said, do you like slipcovers or not? And I guess I'd never really thought about it until recently. And now with Shout Factory, I've started collecting these more and more. So I was really excited to pick this one up. My wife likes these movies, and I got this for her. Mine's more or less that it's okay. It was entertaining. I don't have a problem with watching chick flicks or romantic comedies. I like all films, so I have a wide plethora of films that I like. And so I enjoy the films, but I did get this because she really liked these, and I wanted to have it in the slipcover so I could get my Shout Select collection finished. So did pick up this one. Continuing on Scream Factory, as I said, I kind of went crazy in the last couple of weeks. I couldn't believe the amount of stuff that I was ordering, but I was so excited and having a fun time that I figured, why not, right? Creepshow, haven't seen this yet. I actually got one that's sealed. It has the poster, the booklet. It's got obviously the hardcover case on the outside, the hard cardboard case, and then inside's the discs. So I haven't opened this one yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to because somebody said it's definitely a collector's item. And it's hard for me sometimes to open some of these things that are collector's items because I like keeping it so nice. But I did pick up this one, and this is another one of those Scream Factory releases that comes in those hard cases that I really like. One of my favorite crime capers is The Sting. And I talked about this on the channel a little bit before. And I told all of you that I was going to pick this one up, and I was super excited when I got it because slipcover is just beautiful, and the color artwork on it just looks great on it. The movie's great. The remaster on this, the 4K remaster, blows away the Blu-ray. But it did come with the Blu-ray digital code and the 4K. So again, I kind of talked about this on the recent review I did of The Outpost. A lot of these are coming with the Blu-ray versions of the movies plus the 4Ks. And if you're a collector, any of you that are collectors, guys and gals, you need to be aware right now that if you're double dipping, you're buying the Blu-ray and then later on you're going to buy the 4K, you need to stop right now and just buy the 4Ks. Because the thing of it is you're double dipping and spending twice as much money for something that you can get it all at once right now. Even if you don't have a 4K TV or a 4K player right now, you buy the 4K set because it has the Blu-ray with it. And then in the future, you're not going to have to buy these 4Ks because you already own them. And that's what I've been trying to explain to a lot of people, just like people that were talking about The Outpost. That includes the Blu-ray of the movie plus the 4K of the movie, just like this does. So there's no need to buy a Blu-ray. Yeah, maybe it saves you $1 or $2, but in the end, you're going to spend twice as much later on trying to go buy the 4K later on. So I highly recommend, for those of you that watch the channel, even if you don't have a 4K player yet, you need to start, if you're buying a lot of these films that are coming out, you need to buy them with the 4Ks to begin with. Spend the extra $1 or $2 right now, so that way in the future, you don't have to go back and spend another $20, $30, especially if the 4K goes out of print. A lot of these 4Ks have been limited runs that I've been buying, and so you might not be able to get the 4K later on if you don't buy it initially. So that's just a little hidden tidbit for all of you, but The Sting, highly recommended. It's another Robert Redford film that I said I love him as an actor, and this is one of those films I absolutely love. I do hope, and I don't know how likely this is going to be, but I do hope they release Sneakers, which is another one of my favorite Robert Redford films. I do hope they end up releasing that on 4K because the Blu-ray version of that was rough. I mean, it had a lot of issues that needed fixed, and I really would love to see Sneakers put on 4K. I did pick up Big Fish. This was kind of a last-minute buy. I was never a huge fan of the film when it came out in theaters. It just kind of, it stood off wrong to me. It just didn't entertain me enough that I felt like it was amazing. But I decided to give it another try and bought it on 4K. And I will say the film has aged well over time. So if you haven't seen this or you didn't like it initially, maybe try giving it another shot. Because I found watching it again years later, maybe it's my perception of it or what I saw in it was slightly different. And so I did enjoy this a lot more. And the 4K on this, hands down, looks better than the Blu-ray did anyways. Because they fixed a lot of the issues that the Blu-ray had. They encoded it originally on the Blu-ray at a lower encode and a lower bit rate, which affected where you would have a lot of like, I call them jaggies and things like that. It wasn't a clean presentation. And this, it looks beautiful on this. Back to Scream Factory again. I did pick up Cockneys versus Zombies. This was a blind buy. And the reason I bought this was, it was only about $6 or $7. I love zombie films. And if any of you watch the channel enough, I absolutely love zombie films. They're a genre of film that people call them horror movies, but I don't really call them horror because I don't really find them scary. I just kind of call them like thrillers, I guess. Sci-fi action adventure thrillers is how I look at them. But this was one I picked up because I was reading the reviews on it. It said it's very much like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Shaun of the Dead. And I do like both those films. And so I'm going to give it a try, but this is from Scream Factory. So those of you that collect Scream Factory, this is another one of those hidden smaller titles that if you want to pick up something interesting that's a zombie film, I'd give it a try. Continuing on zombie films, not meaning to stick to one genre here for a minute, but another one of mine that I really love, Land of the Dead. I don't think it's George Romero's best. Personally, I think Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead are my two favorite George Romero zombie films, but I didn't have this one in my collection and I wanted it with a slipcover. So I ordered this one and did get it with a slipcover from Amazon. So those of you that want a hidden tidbit, if you're wanting to order this right now, Amazon still is shipping them with slipcovers. So those of you that are seeing those slipcovers being sold all over the marketplace for like 60, 70 bucks, you could still order it from Amazon, which I'll put that link down in the description section below that I used to order. That way, as of right now, they're still shipping them with slipcovers. So this one does have a slipcover, and this is the Land of the Dead. So if you're wanting to complete your George Romero collection or you want to get your Scream Factory collection finished, this one still comes with a slipcover. Continuing on Shout, as I said way too much on them this month. I did get The Wizard. Again, this is another one from Amazon, shipping with a slipcover. So I did get it with a slipcover. Now, again, I can't guarantee you're going to get one with it, but I just got mine, and that came with that Land of the Dead that I just showed you. And mine did come with a slipcover on this one as well. So For reference, if you're still wanting to get the Wizard with a slipcover, Amazon's still shipping them with slipcovers as of right now. And the Wizard's one of those, like, Fred Savage, if you remember him from the Wonder Years, it was kind of like Nintendo, actually, is what it kind of reminds me of. Kind of like a behind-the-scenes action-adventure Nintendo, like, mixing in the old, like, 80s, 90s consoles, and I liked it. It was an entertaining, just a good family movie. So I wanted to add this one to my collection, so I did pick up The Wizard. Alright, it's some Steelbook time. I did get my Super 8 in Steelbook, and this one kind of surprised me when it showed up. I had told you all I pre-ordered this back when I did that new and upcoming releases, but it actually got canceled, and they said there was none left and that it wasn't going to be shipping. All of a sudden, yesterday, right before I filmed this, I got a package in the mail, and this was in it. I went back to my order was canceled. So I don't know if they just accidentally shipped it and didn't know that they'd canceled the order. I don't really care at this point. Hey, yay for me, I got my Steelbook. So I was excited about that. I got my Super 8 Steelbook, the 10th anniversary edition, and I love the cover art on this. Compared to the regular edition that they have, which has the like yellow artwork on it, I personally think this Steelbook is actually beautiful. I really, really like the cover art on it a lot. And so it goes with my Steelbook collection. I don't always collect Steelbooks, as I tell all of you, but this one I was excited to add to my collection. This was a blind buy. This is Chaos Walking. Have not seen this at all. This is on 4K. It comes with a Blu-ray and your digital. So again, those of you that are wanting to future-proof yourself, you need to be buying it with the 4K. That we don't have to spend the money later on. And especially because you only pay like maybe $2 or $3 more for the 4K. So you're basically paying $2 or $3 just for that disc. So that's really nice. I do like the set a lot. And I haven't seen this one yet, but I thought the slipcover is really, really, really pretty on it. So I was excited about this one. I was excited to add this to my collection. Haven't seen it yet. Let me know if you've seen this one or if you liked the movie. All right, Keener Lober time. Now, I did get this, and this is the 4K Ultra HD of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Now, this doesn't have HDR. I'll tell you that right off the bat. This is another one of those releases, just like the Outpost was, where there's no HDR presentation in it. It's just basically an upgrade of the image from 1080p to 2160p. So you're getting double the pixels in it, so it does look way better, but it doesn't have the bells and whistles like HDR in it. Crazy thing about this release, though, I'll give you a hidden thing on this. Right now, these are selling anywhere between $190 to $300. I guess Kino Lorber didn't expect it to sell as well as it did. They sold out. I pre-ordered mine a long time ago and got mine in way back, but here a couple of weeks ago. But they haven't printed anymore, and so they're selling for, I mean, you can go on eBay. It's crazy. Just for entertainment value, go on eBay and look these up. They're selling $190 all the way up to $300, and people are actually paying that and buying them. My wife was like, you should sell yours. And I'm like, I don't sell mine. I'm like, that's the point of collecting. I like to have them all. But she's like, you could sell it and then buy a bunch more. Well, that's hard then because then I don't own mine anymore. But anyhow, I did get The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Another Steelbook. I got my Gattaca finally. I don't know why it took so long to show up. I pre-ordered this thing and I didn't get it until literally, I think it was 2 weeks ago this showed up. I like the Gattaca Steelbook. It's another one really pretty. It's almost like a 3D cover art where he's standing out and then you kind of see the cover art behind it. I really did think the Steelbook on this was really nice. Now, there will be a regular edition of this coming out here in a couple of weeks that's not Steelbook. It's a couple bucks less. I think this was like 25 or 27, and the regular edition I think is going to be right around 19. So if you didn't want the Steelbook, but you did want to get Gattaca on 4K, it does come with the Blu-ray again. 4K, the Blu-ray, and digital. But there will be a regular edition that's a couple of bucks less. It's like 19 bucks for the new remaster. And I'll post that down in the description section as well. That way, if you want to pick up either of them, they are available. And that other one that's not the Steelbook's coming out real soon. But the Steelbook, I mean, in my opinion, the Steelbook art on this, I mean, it is really good looking. All right, another 4K. I picked up Shrek's 20th Anniversary Edition. And this one I haven't watched yet. Curious if it's going to be that much better looking because it's CGI'd. So, don't know how this one's going to look. I was real excited to pick up SEAL Team Season 1, and this is one of those CBS surprise releases. They've had SEAL Team out on DVD for a long time, and they just decided to release Season 1. I'm hoping they release the rest of the series, so, you know, the next several seasons. If this sells well enough, I'm assuming they will. But this show's great. It's a great military action-adventure drama show that I really, really, really enjoyed. And it's kind of one of those things that if you've ever seen like The Unit or even 24, this has got some good writing, some great action, some great storytelling. And this is on Blu-ray, and I will tell you, the Blu-ray on this looked really good. It's full 1080p Over the DVDs that were available before, the DVDs were okay. This looks absolutely great, and I suggest supporting this because this is one of those limited run releases by CBS. They're testing to see if enough people buy this to then release more of these going forward in the future. So, highly recommend this show. Kino Lorber, I picked up The Train, John Frankenheimer's The Train. This did come with a slipcover. I really like the cover art on this slipcover, so I did like what Kino Lorber did with this. It's a black and white, obviously, film, and I absolutely love this film. And if you've seen a lot of John Frankenheimer stuff, he does a great job with the action, adventure, thriller side of things. So if you're looking for a good, older movie, The Train does come recommended. This was a guilty pleasure buy of mine, Deep Star 6. It's kind of like around the time of when they were making Aliens and The Abyss and all these like sci-fi movies. This one kind of flew under the radar. It wasn't nearly as big as like The Abyss or Aliens or Sphere or any of those movies were. This one was kind of a more lower budget in my opinion, but I did enjoy it. And so Kino Lorber has a slipcover that comes with it, which I did get mine with a slipcover. It came out in 1989. And it's pretty entertaining. I mean, to me, it's a decent, well-rounded sci-fi flick that if you haven't seen that one yet, you might consider picking that one up. I did get Speed, and I talked about this on my Instagram as well. I do love the cover art on this Steelbook here. I mean, it's just downright gorgeous looking. I do like the cover art on this Steelbook, and Speed looks great in 4K. Now, somebody did mention before, and I will mention this, there is a difference between the Speed US release, which is what I have, versus the UK release. My understanding is, from everybody who's talked to me from outside of the US, the UK release is actually missing a bunch of the special features that are included in the US set. Don't know why, but they did 2 different masters as well. My understanding is the encoding on the 4K disc for this set is different than the encoding that they used for the UK release. And supposedly the bitrate is slightly lower, which gives a slightly softer image on the UK release than the US. But I don't have a way to test it, so take that with a grain of salt. This is all coming from people that have reported to me what they've seen and what they're experiencing. So I thought I'd just share that with all of you. I don't have a way to test both of them because I only have the US release, and the US release does not look soft at all. On my TV, it looked really good, really crisp, really clean, and that's playing through my Panasonic UB820 Blu-ray player that I use it on. So obviously that's going to make it look good anyways, but I didn't notice anything about it being soft, whereas in the UK, they are reporting the image is softer than the US release. So that's just a little bit of tidbit for you. Then I got one of my favorite Schwarzenegger flicks, 4K Ultra HD, comes with the Blu-ray again. And this one I had to have in the Steelbook because that cover art is like my favorite cover art from Last Action Hero. Love this film. I love the basically the camaraderie between him and the kid, and then also like playing off of like just cinema and Hollywood in general, making kind of fun of it. And love this film. 4K looks amazing on it. And if you're going to pick one up, I highly recommend the Steelbook because the cover art on the Steelbook blows away the regular release by far. Another big Steelbook, I got Train to Busan finally. It had been sold out for a long time. I had constantly gone into pre-order. It kept saying sold out. Finally got my Train to Busan. Have not seen this movie. A lot of you have asked me about it, but I haven't seen it yet. So I can't tell if I like it or not for a zombie flick. But I was excited to pick up my Steelbook of it. It does look pretty nice. And I said, I like the Steelbook. So here's another 4K Ultra HD. And I know I've gotten a lot of 4Ks and Blu-rays this month, but I told you there'd be a lot. This is Dirty Dancing, and this one kind of surprised me, and here's why. I keep track of releases like crazy. As most of you know on this channel, I constantly update all of you with what's coming out, what's new, what's hidden. This one kind of came out of nowhere. I went to Best Buy, and I was getting my Speed and other things like that, and when I was there, all of a sudden I saw this sitting there, and I saw 4K Ultra HD on it, and I'm like, 4K Ultra HD? I was like, I didn't know Dirty Dancing had come out. So I looked up online, and it wasn't available. So I guess Best Buy has the exclusive rights for this 4K Ultra HD. Now it's supposedly available, and I have the link for Amazon down below, but supposedly when this originally came out, it was only a Best Buy exclusive. And it has a really cool slipcover on it. Like, if you can kind of see, it's almost like tinted and 3D. So when you have it on the front of them, it actually makes them look like they're kind of like hovering out, if you can kind of see that. And I thought that was really cool. The slip cover over this Steelbook case I really liked because it protected the Steelbook case. And I thought the cover art on this was really nice. Again, 4K plus your Blu-ray of the remaster and digital. And this is another one of those really, really nice Steelbooks that I really like the Steelbook. So to me, it was worth getting the Steelbook of this movie. Continuing with Scream here, I did get Stallone Cobra. This is the collector's edition. I owned the original edition by Warner Brothers originally, and I wasn't going to pick this up. But I've kind of gotten in this weird mood lately where I've been going back to older films that have bad encodes or didn't look as good and buying them if there's a newer remaster, even though it's on Blu-ray. So this was one of those that kind of surprised me. I didn't know that Scream Factory, Shout Factory had basically remastered this again since Warner Brothers had. And this new encode and new remaster is quite a bit better looking, is my understanding, than what the Warner Brothers was, because of the way that the bitrate that Warner Brothers did that original release basically 15 years ago. There's so much better technology now that this supposedly looks a whole lot better. And I'm a big Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, so I definitely picked this one up because I wanted to see if it was going to be better. Continuing on with upgrades to my existing collection. I already own The Shadow from the original Universal release, which was like 10 years ago. And I do like The Shadow. I think it's a really good Alec Baldwin film. Love the feeling and the nostalgia behind it. But Shout Factory had done a complete restoration remaster collector's edition, and I decided to upgrade. So a lot of these have been upgrades to some things I already own. This was one that I upgraded. I have not watched it yet, but my understanding is that the actual original release, and I remembered it was soft. When I watched it on Blu-ray, it was a little soft of an image. The colors were a little dull. This has a very sharp, clean, crisp image, is my understanding, because they did a complete, basically, scan and restoration for this release. So if you're going to get The Shadow, I would suggest getting the collector's edition before it goes out of print, because a lot of these that I'm talking about, I've been finding out have been going out of print very fast. Talking about out of print, I did get G.I. Joe Renegades, the complete series. It does say the complete first season, but it's actually the complete series because there was only one season. So I think they had intended it to continue on and it never did. But there's enough content in this complete series that it's well worth the money. So this is G.I. Joe Renegades, and it's obviously by Shout Factory. Now, here's the thing though, this one's out of print. So what's left that retailers have is all that's available. Once they're gone, it's never going to be printed again. Shout Factory's website is completely sold out. So if you're going to pick this up, now is the time to do it, and I will post the link below. I bought mine on Amazon when it was still in stock. As of making this video, when I check all these links for all of you, it was still available and in stock at Amazon. So if you're wanting to pick this up, it's like 35 bucks, 34 bucks is what it'll cost you, and it's worth it. It's a pretty darn cool set. Has all the discs listed out on here, and then obviously it has each episode and then your 3 discs in it. And there's actually quite a bit of content. There's a bunch of 2-part, 3-part episodes. I do like animated TV series a lot. I enjoy them. And this is one of those shows that G.I. Joe is just, it's kind of one of those fun action adventure shows. And this one was well done. I like the animation in it. It's got 5.1 surround sound. And again, you're getting over 10 hours worth of TV show content in this series for 30 bucks. And because this is out of print, if you're wanting to get this, this is the time to get this, because these are the things that Shout Factory releases that once they go out of print, the prices go way through the roof because they become very, very collectible because you can't ever get them again. So now's the time to get it. If you want to get this, it's down there in the description section below. Continuing on with Scream and Shout Factory, I did pick up Starman. This one I picked up locally, though. I kind of talked about this recently when I went to my FYE, and I'll get to the FYE here in a minute, but they have had some good sales on some things at FYE recently, and I did not own Starman, the collector's edition. I had the original release, and since I'm in such a collector's mode for the Shout and Scream Factory, I've been double dipping, and this is an example of it. I double dipped on Starman simply because I wanted to own the Scream and Shout Factory release, because I wanted to own them so they all matched. So again, this is where being a collector can kind of get pricey, and maybe y'all think I'm a little ridiculous when I do this sometimes, but in this case, I definitely double dipped on this one because I definitely like the cover art for this John Carpenter movie better than I like the other release. Here's another double dip. I already own Day of the Dead, the original release that came out. It's actually on the shelf right behind us. And this one, though, has been remastered. And so I wanted to pick this one up because, again, it's another collector's edition by Scream Factory. And this one actually has a brand new scan, a new high definition transfer. It also has a ton of special features that were never released on the original Anchor Bay release. And this one looks drastically better. I mean, there's no comparison. That Anchor Bay release looked really, really rough. And this one supposedly does look great. And so that's why I picked this one up. I was excited to add this one. It's another George Romero. And this is the one I said I like Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. But Dawn of the Dead, I have that 4K that was released by Second Sight. And that is stunning. So I'm curious how this one's going to look compared to what the Second Sight did with that 4K release. And then I picked up an old classic here, Rush Hour Trilogy. I owned Rush Hour, the first one, but I didn't own the other two. And this one was pretty darn cheap. I think I've spent maybe $12, $13 for all 3 films. Comes in a nice box set, actually, by Warner Brothers. I liked it. It has all 3 films plus a bonus disc in the set and the Mondo cover art. And I really liked the Mondo cover art. I always liked these films. I thought they were really funny. Just a fun action adventure by Brett Ratner. And I really liked the film. So I was glad to add this one because I didn't own this one yet. And last but not least, I saved the best for last. I talked to all of you about this on the channel, and this is where I kind of talk to you about if you check the community section on this YouTube channel, there's a lot of hidden stuff. This is one that I was super excited about. And if any of you were able to get this, let me know in the comments section below, because I told all of you about this here about a week and a half ago. They are out of print. This set is the original Night of the Living Dead by George Romero. This is the Criterion Collection set, and I know it's huge, but it has the original Criterion Collection 2-disc Blu-ray box set inside this, and tons of extra bonuses, posters, books, behind the scenes, special commemorative tickets, lithographs, behind the scenes graphic novels. Comes in this giant box set, and this thing is heavy and it is solid, but man, what a deal it was. So it was $130 at FYE, and it's an FYE exclusive. And they had a one-day deal because they were clearancing them out for $39 and an additional 20% off. And that's what I shared on the channel as well, letting everybody know to go to FYE as soon as they could to try to get this, because what a steal of a deal. I think after everything was said and done, it cost me $30 total after the coupon. And right now, like Amazon, eBay, everywhere else, they're selling for anywhere between $90 all the way up to $200 for these sets. So I was really excited to add this one to my collection. I did not own this, and it is just an absolutely beautiful collection. And I didn't want to open it yet because I wanted to show you all with the actual stickers and everything. Once I'm done with the video, I'm probably going to open this though, so that way I can go through it myself. But if you want to see a review on any of this stuff, if there's stuff in here that I talked to you about, I know I went through each thing really fast because I'm trying to just show you everything I got in. Because holy cow, I got a lot of exciting stuff in and I wanted to show it all to you. But if there's things like this, the Night of the Living Dead set, that you want me to do an unboxing and review on to show you everything in these, let me know in the comment section below. That's how sometimes if I'm looking for ideas, I'll look through the comment section and see sometimes what people ask for. And if there's enough people asking about a review, I'll go out there and do that review on these products. But I did just want to point this out to you, that if you're looking for a great set, this is a collector set that is highly recommended. I mean, it is just beautiful. And the amount of stuff you get in this and the weight of it, and it just seems so worth the money. It was definitely one of those exciting finds. So that's my haul for the last couple of weeks, and I know it's a massive amount of stuff, but I wanted to share a lot of that with you. And what a great time I had today, and there was some great finds. So make sure you follow me on either my Instagram or my Facebook, that way you don't miss out on some of this hidden stuff that I share. And let me know about any of this that you want to see reviews on. I always like to hear from all of you, so make sure you start the conversation down in the comments section. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up for me. Make sure to give this video a like. Click that subscribe button down below and the bell notification right next to it. That way you don't miss out on any of this exclusive content only on my YouTube channel. And then you can follow me on my Instagram or Facebook, and all of the links for everything I'm talking about will be in the description section right below this video. That way you don't have to go out and search for it. You just click that description section. Makes it nice and easy for all of you. You go down there, you can click through it. Any of these you want to pick up and buy, let me know if you're going to get any of these. I'm always curious to hear what you're excited about, what you're going to pick up, what you're not picking up. Just comment down in the section below and let me know what you're going to get. As always, I've had a great time. Hope you had a fun time. I hope all of you have a blessed day, and I look forward to the time we get to do this again real soon.